Welcome to another edition of Local Voices. Today we're talking about the Fayette Rotary Club with Club President Larry Anderson. Thank you for being with us today, President. Now, I personally have a family member in Rotary, but I don't know a lot about it. Aside from the fact that you have keynote speakers and lunch every Wednesday, can you tell me a little bit about Rotary and how and when it got started?
Well, the Fayette Rotary Club was started in 1937, and of course, so that's 82 years we've been going. But we have a keynote speaker, yes, and we have some very good speakers, but it's a group of men and women that get together and we visit before, and then we hear the speaker, and then visit afterwards and talk about the projects we're engaged in and what we're going to be doing, mainly in the community and around the local area, but some international projects also.
So Rotary is a service club. Can you tell me a little bit about how you give back to the Fayette community with your service?
Well, I've got a list of things that we do. We have donations monthly to various organizations. We also have what we call a district simplified grant, and this year we received money back from our Rotary district to give money to the Ricketts Lake project, and we're going to be helping put the equipment in out at Ricketts Lake when we get to that point. We're kind of waiting, but Fayette Festival of the Arts, the Food Pantry, Ministerial Alliance, the Fayette Schools and athletic boosters, the music boosters. We do have a scholarship that we sponsor that for a Fayette student that's going to Central Methodist. Quilts of Valor. We always raise extra money for the fireworks show on the 4th of July. And the Scouts here in town, Holiday House, which is what we're doing right now. And then the Howard County Wellness pool passes for people that can't afford the passes, so we sponsor those and as many as we need in the summer.
That's wonderful. Now, as I understand, the main goal of Rotary when it was founded was to help wipe out a certain disease. Can you tell me what that disease is and how you help wipe it out across the nation?
Well, the disease is polio, and we have been working on that for many years. Last year, we had less than 10 cases in the world, and those were relegated to Afghanistan and Pakistan. And sometimes we have trouble getting in to those countries safely, but we have international people that we sponsor that will go over there, doctors and nurses and everything like that, that really help us a lot in that respect, because you can't, you don't expect somebody from Fayette to go over there. So
right.
We Polio Plus, and we raise the money through various activities. We're having a cornhole tournament in October the 20th, and that's all that money. And in conjunction with one of the Columbia clubs and with the Boonville Club, we get together and we have this tournament, and all that money goes to Polio Plus. So I think we've done a pretty good job as a group in eradicating, or still trying to eradicate, polio.
But you've managed to pretty much eradicate it in North America.
Yes. Last many years there have been, and I don't know how many years, but there have been no cases in North America.
That is wonderful.
And or Europe. So we've been very successful in that respect.
Do you have a motto that you follow as a Rotarian?
Yes, we do. It's called Service Above Self. And this is very important. We always talk about that at the end of the meeting, and the fact that serving others, more so than serving ourselves, we're not a self-serving organization. We want to help others, and that's what we do. And
what about your weekly meetings? When and where do you meet?
Every Wednesday at noon, and we meet on the 4th floor of the Student and Community Center.
The new Inman Student Center.
Yes, on the Central Methodist campus. That has been quite a good venue for us. The cafeteria there, they serve the food, and we always have a good menu, and that's very enjoyable. And we like the location. It's accessible for people that don't walk as well. We have an elevator there that will get them up. And so it's worked very well in there. And Central Methodist has worked with us as far as parking and everything to make it handier for us also.
During the general schedule of events that happens during your 1 hour meetings, what could people find there?
Well, first thing, of course, we're going to do, we come and we're going to eat. And then generally, at that point in time, about 20 minutes into the meeting, we'll start the meeting, and we have we sing "My Country 'Tis of Thee." We pledge of allegiance, have a prayer, and then we have announcements. We'll birthdays and anniversaries of our members, things we need to be aware of. For example, Martha Holman, who is a member of our club, although an honorary member because she's not able to get there as much anymore. Martha's 94. She fell and broke her hip a couple of weeks ago. So, we've been by to see her, and we send cards and things like that. We want to let our members know and past members know that we're thinking about them. So then we'll get into our program, and then we will, at the end of the program, we'll have questions of the person that has presented for the day. Our speakers are usually quite good, and we always have a lot of questions. In fact, we have some speakers that will come and talk a little bit, and then we'll just ask for questions, and it'll usually take up all the time. We try to be done at 1 or a little bit before, because we have people that need to get on back to their jobs.
My father did tell me one thing about the Fayette Rotary meetings. You pass around what's called the Happy Can.
The Happy Can comes after birthdays and anniversaries, and the Happy Can will be what the projects I mentioned, like this month is for the Holiday House, and it just goes around and people put money in it, and that money then will go to that particular organization or that group that we're trying to help each month. And will usually be a nice donation to them.
Good. Now, who can join Rotary?
Well, anyone can join Rotary. I think the thing people don't, realize it's an organization that is open to anyone. We're very welcoming. You've got to be a type of person that likes to visit with others, and you've got to be the type of person that wants to hear a speaker that is stimulating sometimes, and sometimes you may think it's boring, but that you'll always learn something at our meetings, and so anyone can join.
Do you accept professionals that are retired or disabled?
Yes, we have several.
And you've already said that women are a part of it.
Oh, yes. Women are, in fact, our vice president, Kathy Baxter, obviously is a female, and we've had female presidents before. Jessica Quint has been a president. And so we have a very, very good group in that respect.
And do you have to have a sponsor to Rotary?
Basically, if you haven't been asked to join Rotary, just talk to a Rotary member, and that person will get you involved in Rotary. What we do is the board will, you fill out a short application, the board will approve that, and then the club votes on it, but that's a perfunctory duty that we do, because
a formality.
A formality, that's a good word. Formality, because we are very accepting, and we've got a nice group. It's not a huge group, but we average about 22 people at every meeting, and that's good.
That is good. That's very impressive.
Yeah. Well, another thing we do that I didn't mention is we sponsor, during the school year, Students of the Month every month. And when we do that, We have from Fayette High School, we'll have freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior that will come in. Mr. Trey usually comes with them. He's the high school principal. Jill Wiseman, who's a member of she's a superintendent of member of our club, has been bringing because Mr. Trey has been out. But parents will show up many times with that, and they're more than welcome.
Now, there are dues to pay to belong to the Fayette Rotary Club, but those goes towards your expenses, and then what's ever left over, as I understand, you donate to these causes that you have listed. Is that correct?
Yes, we're very much not for profit. We run a balanced budget, and everything that we've got to pay for our meals, and we've got dues that have to go to Rotary, the district group, and then the Rotary International. So what we try to do in there is we've got different, you can join as a husband and wife. You can join and pay quarterly or monthly or what have you. And so we've got different levels of to make it more accessible for people.
More affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the best way to get in touch with the club or find out more information? Do you have a phone number or a website?
We have a website, Fayette Rotary, and Linda Lemke and Roger Lemke. Roger really runs that. Linda's our secretary. And you can email either one of those. You can contact many members like myself or Jim Steele or Gail Schaefer is a past president, and all these different people that you can contact to get more information. We have people that will contact us and want to present a program. We try to stay away from being too political because that's not the object of our club.
So as 2020 comes up, not going to do anything political?
Not during the meeting. We won't have somebody running for office that will come in and give their campaign spiel to the club. That may be discussed before and after, and it is frequently, because we have people, we're not conservative, we're not liberal, we're a mishmash of everything, and that's a good thing.
Thank you so much for being with me, Mr. President Larry Anderson, and good luck with fulfilling your goals in the future.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
To listen to this interview again, log on to our YouTube channel at KPIP Fayette, or hit us up on our Facebook page at KPIP-LP Fayette to find a link to this interview. For Local Voices, I'm Rachel Steele on 94.7 KPIP.